Going to Kansas City. If I could, I come, I come, I come. I'm going to Kansas City.
Welcome everybody to the latest episode of Chopping It Up with the Cleavers. My name is Emmanuel Cleaver III, and I'm here with my little brother.
My name is Emil Cleaver, and if it wasn't for me, we wouldn't have a show because your points of view are so ignorant that
Man, all I said
no one
was
would
your
listen.
little brother. It's a fact. What you're giving is an
your little
opinion.
brother.
It's a fact.
I'm not your little
Anyway,
brother. Don't ever call
every
me that
Tuesday,
again.
it's the truth. So
Don't
that's
ever-
why I'm going to start calling you from now on. Every Tuesday, we drop a new episode. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Chopping It Up with the Cleavers.
Tobin,
Hey, man, I'm talking. Or check us out most places you get your podcast, little brother. All right.
My hemophiliac.
Come on, brother. So here's what we need to say. A lot's been going on,
I
and
ain't even your brother for real.
come on, man.
Lots been going on since we've been gone.
Right, and some of it has been talked about by several different people, but you need to hear our perspective. And two of the names that are constantly in the news because of some silly things that they do or say is Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, and the ever so intelligent Herschel Walker.
Which one you want to talk about first?
It's all
the intellect or the
so.
so-called genius?
Yeah, I mean, musically, it's hard to deny.
That he's a genius?
I mean, yeah.
Well, how is that so? I never got that.
You don't think?
No,
I
I don't.
All the people that he's produced and all the songs. I mean, just look at his catalog, man. I mean, he puts together songs.
He's the only producer that does that?
No. Who said that?
It sounds like you're saying that.
Who said
so
that?
Everybody's a genius.
No, come on.
Okay, so what?
No, very few people have put songs together. I mean, yeah, you can put Dr. Dre in there. If you talk about hip hop, and of course you put in DJ Premier. Outside of that, I mean, there's some good producers. I don't know. You go into the genius level, but I think Kanye West is up there with DJ Premier and Dr. Dre. It's a different style. I mean, my preference is DJ Premier, if I'm gonna be honest, but I understand and appreciate other styles. But anyway, whether he's a genius, you have to say, I mean, he is very good at what he does.
Yeah, he's good.
Okay.
I mean, he hasn't. Yes, he's good. I haven't
Okay.
cared for any of his music in the last decade.
I haven't either. I mean, his early stuff, but his early stuff was
Yes.
hot. But you look at all
His
the
early
other people.
stuff. Yes, his
that
first
he-
album, his second album, his third album.
But then look what he's done with other people.
yeah,
I mean,
But I
so
mean-
anyway, I mean that's another show, genius. I'm just saying that's what people say. I mean, he's up there, and we can have that conversation another time. But he does have a lot of influence. People seem to love him and hang on every word he says. And he had this anti-Semitic rant, and of course it got him kicked off one of the social media platforms. And then did you see him on the Drink Champs? Or,
I saw part of the interview. They took it down.
yeah, Nora had to take it down and he apologized. And then George Floyd's family
So
is
the
suing.
Drink Champs is a podcast, and they get people on there and do that. They drink and they talk and when
Hip-hop,
they
a lot of
drink. When they drink, they open up. So I mean, that's part of their whole gimmick.
Yeah, and so of course he, the comments that Kanye has made that have sparked controversy. One, he says he claimed DEFCON 4 or 5 or whatever on Jews. He talked about Sean Combs being controlled by the Jews, and then he also said that George Floyd, I mean, he didn't die from the cop's knee on his head.
Yeah.
Apparently, I mean, that doesn't kill people. That you can do that. So he
died from the drugs that were in his system. That's what he said.
fentanyl or whatever. Yeah.
Which is not the truth. Yeah, he died of. He was murdered.
Yes.
We all know he was. We saw it.
But here's my question: do you think? Okay. Some people saying Kanye needs to take his medication, so you really can't get mad at him. Some people like, yeah, you get mad at him because he's not taking his medication. And then there's some who like he knows exactly what he's doing. He's doing it for publicity. So which one do you buy into?
Yeah, I don't think he's crazy. I mean, the medication, I don't see what that would have anything to do with.
It helps him
helps
stay
him
balanced.
Yeah, but it doesn't change his views, does it? Doesn't change his views. That's still what he believes, and he's just speaking his mind.
Is it what he believes?
Well, I don't know if it's what he believes, but that's what he's saying. I know. I don't think that he's crazy. I think he knows what he's doing, exactly what he's doing. And I think that he has to have some belief in what he's saying. I don't think it's completely.
So you're not going to give him a pass because he's not taking his medication.
No, I mean Jeffrey Dahmer probably needed some medication.
Probably, but you say probably.
Okay, so do we give him a pass because he didn't take his medication?
No.
So
No.
I mean,
I think maybe I don't know what the medication does.
and we don't even know if he takes medication. That's just what people say.
Yeah, that's true.
We don't know if he's
well,
taking medication.
he said that he's not going to take it. I mean, he said that.
He said he's not going to take it.
But I mean, I tend to agree. I think he knows what he's doing. I mean, he knows that what he says. I mean, when he says something like DEFCON 5 on Jews, he knows people from all over the world are going to pay attention to that.
And he already has people on the bridge.
Yeah,
you saw the
neo-Nazis.
They're coming out the woodworks
saying that. Yeah, so that's the problem.
He's going to be their new leader.
That's the problem that he may not understand. And I think Chris Cuomo, he's on Chris Cuomo's show Chris was trying to help him to understand that, okay, you don't mean any harm to the Jews, but people hear your words. And then you have these neo-Nazis standing on a bridge saying Kanye was right or Ye was right, whatever they said. And then they're quoting Bible verses, which I don't, that's a distortion. It's a weapon.
Bring out the Bible verses.
The Bible has been used as a weapon, continues to be used as a weapon. So I think he says some of those things, and I don't know the dude from anything else, but I think he knows what he's doing. He knows that he's going to get a lot of attention, but what he doesn't pay attention to is all the others who listen to him for some reason and then think, okay, well, yeah, we should be hating Jews because Ye said so.
Yeah, Kanye is, first of all, he only cares about himself. I mean, he's only saying what he it's not like he's trying to stand up for some group of people. I mean, he's, in my opinion, I think he's just saying what happened to him. And if it happened to him, now he's looking into other people. Now he wants to bring up Ice Cube for what he did and what he said. You didn't hear about him bringing up Ice Cube?
No, when Ice Cube was working on the plan for black folk?
No, I mean, when Ice Cube got in trouble for...
Oh, you talking about death certificate back in 1990, 91, 92?
Yeah, so he got in trouble with some anti-Semitic comments about Jerry Heller. So,
yeah.
I think he brought that up and kind of tried to compare that to Ice Cube, and Ice Cube made a statement quickly and said, "Don't bring me into this. I don't have any problem with Jewish people. So yes, keep me out of this." But yeah, Kanye brought up Ice Cube, brought up what, I think something happened to him, and it maybe Jewish people were involved. He's taking it out on all Jewish people, and now he's looking into the history of black Jewish relationships and bringing all that up.
So I guess he'll be talking to someone from the Nation of Islam pretty soon.
Yeah,
they've talked about that several times. But then, I mean, how he brings up Ice Cube was talking about one person. Yeah. He did identify that, Jerry Heller called him a white Jew, but I never took it that Ice Cube was talking about all Jewish people. He was talking about Jerry Heller.
And that's why Ice Cube said, "Leave me out of it." And he didn't have any problem with Jewish people. I believe his partner in the Big Three is probably, I think, Jewish. So yeah. I don't know. But I think the Kardashians have something to do with it. Once you leave them, you flip out. I mean, it's well documented. I'm not making up anything. I'm saying
it's well documented.
It is well documented. Bruce Jenner.
You think he was cool until he connected with them?
I mean,
Or she, what's her name?
Bruce Jenner, Lamar Odom, Kanye
Lamar
West.
Odom was a tragic story. I mean, he's not dead, but I mean, he fell hard.
Yeah,
when he came out.
When you go with the Kardashians, next thing you know, life is gonna change.
Well, I think what he learned, whether he wants to admit it or not, what he learned from the Kardashians is, I mean, outrageous news gets your name out there.
Yes,
and they mastered that. If there's one thing that a lot of folk can give them credit who are on social media now, like the guy on social media talking about T.I. and Lil Boosie's sons. Have you heard?
Oh yeah, Charleston White.
I mean, you could say he took a page from the Kardashian book.
Yeah,
you get out there, you do, and say some outlandish things,
the craziest things. I mean, because he's an internet sensation now.
Right. I mean, and he couldn't have just said that about anybody's children. He had to name some folk that people knew. So this guy talks about T.I.'s son and Lil Boosie's son, and he becomes famous. So
he was famous before then, but now he's
on another level.
It's kind of making him a little, you know.
But he got famous. But yeah, he
got
famous by
talking
doing
about
that.
people. Yeah.
So that's the Kardashian effect. I mean, he learned.
I mean, it's the Donald Trump way. Say
Donald
outlandish
Trump
things.
Yeah,
And,
but I guess the Kardashians got it from Paris Hilton.
Yes.
I mean, they saw what her sex tape did, and you know that sex tape that Kim Kardashian. It was strategic. I mean, it was planned, and that's really what put them into fame and fortune.
And that's what Ray J is saying now, who coincidentally is hanging out with Kanye West, Kid Rock, and Candace Owens.
Yeah, Kid Rock's been in that direction for a while. Kid Rock, Kobe Covington, I mean, that's their clique, I guess. And Ray J. I mean, Ray J trying to get his name out there.
Well, he has his little sunglasses, or not his sunglasses, his headphones.
Yeah.
So, I mean, his name is out there, but now I don't.
I mean, but this goes on a whole nother level. And then the whole White Lives Matter.
Yeah, now we haven't even gotten to that. That's the most outrageous thing that he said. I mean, that he's doing, the White Lives Matter. And whose son, somebody's daughter was in that fashion show. Somebody famous's daughter, and they were like, well, they were just part of the show. I can't remember, but the White Lives Matter, Candace Owens, and they're doing their thing, and now Kanye is quoting some movie that Candace Owens did, a documentary like it's fact. Yeah. Quoting it like it's fact, but yeah, they have the White Lives Matter crew. I mean, think about this. These are black people. Black people. Yeah. Who are going around saying White Lives Matter, which we all know in America. We don't need a T-shirt saying that.
It's obvious. If you want to know White Lives Matter, read history.
Yeah, we know that. But it's getting ridiculous.
But I think Candace Owens knows. Go back. She knows, just like Kanye, that if you say stuff, especially if you're a black person and you go against the majority of black people, Fox and news outlets like that will praise you. I mean, you want to become famous? We can get 1 million views if we sit here and start talking about black folk.
Yep.
Black folk who are for black people. That be clear. Black folk who are for black people. We had a show talking about that they're terrible and that white people need a break and that white people are being oppressed. I mean, we'd have 1 million views. And so Candace Owens knows that. I don't believe she knows that. She knows what she's doing. I mean, it's all about, the fame and fortune. People will sell their soul.
What about Kanye? I mean, does he know Kanye is, and see, that's why I say that all this stuff with his problem with the Jews and trying to get people to get on his side, that's all because something happened to him. He doesn't care about anybody but Kanye West. He doesn't care about black people at all. I mean, when he got up there and said George Bush doesn't care about black people, Kanye West, let me get the camera on me when I say this.
Kanye West. George Bush, he did say George Bush didn't like black people. He was down for the people then.
Yeah. So I'm saying it now. Which camera is it? This camera. Kanye West doesn't like black people.
Put it on me. Let me. in case they didn't hear you.
All right, go.
Everyone, you need to know Kanye West, Ye, whatever it goes by, Ye does not care about black people. You want to know who Kanye cares about? Himself.
Kanye. I
That's
mean,
it.
to think of a black person that goes against the majority of other black people to side with white people.
No. So that's I'm gonna correct you on that.
Okay, what is it?
Not
then?
just side with white people. Side with white people who are actively against black people.
Yeah.
Because
I guess.
not all white people are actively against and even not just black people, minorities. To side with whites who are actively trying to suppress minorities is one thing. I mean that doesn't make sense. So no.
Yeah, I think Kanye West, I would think we'd have to label him. I think the black people need to get together and at some point maybe label him an enemy to the people.
Yeah, he's up, but it's a lot of folk that love him still.
Yeah, still black people.
A lot of folk.
Black people. Even with the White Lives Matter. That's my problem. The White Lives Matters.
Yeah.
You know, and during all of this, during all of the police killings, during all of this, he's gonna promote something that the MAGA crowd loves. I mean, yeah.
But I'm hoping George Floyd's family gets some money. I mean, it's not gonna hurt him.
Because I mean, what is that? Alex Jones. What's the guy's name who got sued by the Sandy Hook?
Yeah.
And he
conspiracy.
lost. Yeah.
Theorist. And I'm glad. I hope he goes broke and has to live in poverty. I know that sounds harsh,
but I mean,
that's how people
the
learn.
news that he's spreading is deadly.
Yeah, it is deadly.
I mean, because
he's not going to do prison time, but he needs justice.
It's deadly. I mean, you see the neo-Nazis coming out already just because this famous man who wears Mars boots. I mean, I don't understand. I don't get why people are fascinated with him. Like I said, genius, I don't know about that. I mean, he has some good albums. He's produced well, but he's not the only one that's done
I mean, you can, even if he's viewed as a musical genius, doesn't mean that, no, he's not the only one. There are plenty.
Have you seen his clothes?
There are
I mean,
plenty.
you wouldn't wear any of those clothes.
No.
His shoes?
No.
Come on, man.
I mean,
I've never even seen anybody wearing those shoes.
People have their own style. Let them. Now, if somebody else buys it, then yeah. But if he wants to wear whatever he wants to wear, okay.
I mean, nothing about what he's wearing is cool. He's wearing. I mean, his dress is goofy. Yeah. He has a goofy style.
But that's how fashion has always worked. I mean, somebody famous wears. I mean, and next thing you know, everybody wants to wear it. Man. But let's switch. There's another black person, Herschel Walker. He had a debate with Reverend Dr. Raphael Warnock, and Herschel Walker starts the debate off saying that he's an old, dumb country bumpkin. So we appreciate that, Herschel Walker, Thank you
for telling us what we already know.
Thank you for that acknowledgement. But along with that, he should have said, and I also have no business running for the United States Senate, so I am withdrawing my candidacy. I would have had respect for you, Herschel. But if you watch the debate, I mean, you clearly see, I mean, regardless if you are Democrat, Republican, you clearly see there's only one candidate that actually, of those two, that actually knows what they're talking about. Then there was another debate. He didn't show up because he knew he did so bad on the first one. And so they just had an empty podium with his name on it, but he didn't show up.
Yeah, I mean, he had his badge from the Toys R Us that he went and got from Toys R Us before the debate. I mean, which was ridiculous. I actually am a police officer. See, I got a badge that says so. I mean, just think if he went on an airplane and the pilot gave him a pilot's badge, he's gonna think he's a pilot.
Right.
I mean, this dude is, come on, man. And then you have white Republicans supporting this guy. Let me tell you, to these Republicans, Herschel Walker is nothing more than a talking baboon. He is a talking monkey that they have like a puppet.
Yeah, that's what I would call. I wouldn't. I would say he's a puppet.
To them, to the Republicans,
yeah.
Herschel Walker is a monkey puppet.
Not just a puppet, but
He is a monkey puppet.
What's the difference between a puppet and a monkey puppet?
A puppet could just not be racial.
Okay.
A puppet cannot be racial, but if you're a monkey puppet,
I mean,
that's racist.
So you're being controlled, and what you're doing is racist.
Like, yeah, it's like he's a monkey puppet, and the Republicans are Tarzan.
Okay. So you heard it here first that if Herschel Walker gets elected, he will be a monkey
He'll
puppet.
be an ape, and the Republicans are Tarzan.
Well, there's no question that if he got elected, and let's pray that he
doesn't know how to read a bill.
So what you just said, if he gets elected, we all know somebody will be controlling the strings. Somebody will have to read the legislation. Somebody will tell him how to vote. But then, so we haven't even scratched the surface because, of course, there's a woman claiming that he impregnated her and had her get an abortion. And he said no.
Proof. She's not just saying it.
But he says he acknowledges giving her $700, but he said he didn't know what it was for. So,
good one.
Come on.
Good one.
Come on.
That's a good one, though.
It's not because he couldn't hide it. I mean, you write a check.
I thought they had text messages.
Yeah, they're text. I mean, yeah, we know he did it. I mean, that's not the question. He's denying it. So when it's convenient for him, he has his girlfriend. I don't even know if it was a girlfriend. Get an abortion, but he wants to make sure that no other woman has the choice to get an abortion. But when it's up to him, when it's his personal thing, he's dishing out $700.
Damn about no abortion. That's what the Republicans want him to say. That's what he's saying. He doesn't care.
Well, he said he's a Christian, so he has to.
Christian.
He has to believe.
Anybody can say they're a Christian. That's the problem.
So he has to say that he.
Donald Trump says he's a Christian.
Yeah.
Herschel Walker says he's a Christian.
Hitler was allegedly a Christian.
Hitler was a Christian. Come on. Everybody can't be a Christian.
No.
Just like everybody can't be a genius.
No. Not
everybody. I mean, he says he is because that's the end thing to say. But Herschel Walker is, humans. There were 26 human species that have become extinct over time. 26 human species have become extinct.
Well, species that were on their way to become human?
No, they were humans.
Okay, go ahead.
Human form, what we would call human.
Okay. Homo
26.
sapiens.
You see that book right there, Born Out of Africa? That's the book that tells you. So 26 Homo sapiens that have become extinct. Herschel Walker is one of those extinct species that has somehow survived the athleticism, the Neanderthals. They were athletic. People say they think they're slow, dumb. No, they were athletic people. They didn't survive. That's basically what Herschel Walker is. He has the brain of an ape.
But he can't be the only one that made it somehow through.
I mean, this dude has.
But then you also have to think maybe he has CTE. CTE, yeah. I mean,
yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
we need to go back and see his interviews in Georgia, and I remember some of his interviews when I was a kid.
Well, he was never, the intellectual genius.
I be touchdown.
So I mean, yeah, but
it be good.
But was he anti-black? I mean, we probably won't be able to see that in some of his old interviews. So
the documentary that somebody's working on
a documentary
on Herschel Walker will tell all the news and tell how his parents trained. I don't know if his parents did that or what.
I mean, it may have been just over time that he came to not like black people.
Maybe we need to go to his old MMA gym and ask them, was he being racist toward Daniel Cormier?
Oh, he trained with
AKA? He was at AK.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was at AK.
So he trained with some of the best MMA fighters in the world of all time.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he was there. None of them speak up about him right now.
Yeah, no. I mean, come on.
Oh, Herschel. Now, people are going to say what I said was harsh and maybe racist. But I'm going to stand by that. Herschel Walker is an ignorant man who is against black people. And anybody against black people, I have no sympathy for. I'm sorry. Because I'm for black people 100%. And Herschel Walker is not. He hates black people. He hates my black skin. If he wanted to, he would peel my black skin off.
Yeah. So he's
and he could do it. Nothing I could do except scream.
Try to hide because you can probably still run. So you got to only thing you can do is hide.
You see the dude that came up to him at the rally and gave him some condoms.
Yeah.
Tried to give him some condoms.
Yeah.
I'm surprised if it wasn't no cameras around here to pick that dude up and throw him off the
he
stage.
couldn't. Yeah, he couldn't beat him down right there because there's that would have been.
But I wonder what he said to him. No,
he probably leaned over. It's like, I can beat you if I want to.
Herschel Walker is the dude on the Green Mile is Herschel Walker. I mean, that's
because the dude on the Green Mile was kind. I mean, he wanted to help
kind.
people. Yeah, you ever saw the movie?
Yeah, I didn't. It pissed me off the whole movie.
Well, yeah, I can understand.
Magical
that.
Negro didn't just get away and escape. Instead, he wants to grab Tom Hanks' genitals to heal him, or whoever his genitals they were.
Yeah, it's Tom Hanks. But yeah, he was. I mean, he was a kind, considerate person. So I think of him.
Herschel Walker was his arch enemy then.
Yeah.
And he couldn't heal people. He just hurts people.
He was like old boy Terry Crews on White Chicks. If you remember that movie.
I never watched that movie.
Yeah. I mean, I understand.
I've seen bits and pieces, just like Soul Plane.
But Terry Crews didn't. His character did not like black people.
No, he didn't.
No, did not like black people at all. So that was Herschel. That's Herschel Walker. But I mean, in all serious, people in Georgia, man, come on.
Yeah, come on. We don't need
for real. Come on.
This is a time where people are going to be studying for years and decades, hundreds of years now. They're going to be studying this era, just like we studied the '60s, the Civil War
and
period,
the Great Depression.
The Great Depression. This time is going to be studied for decades and decades and decades. And a lot of people are going to be not going to be looked upon kindly. Their families are going to be kind of shameful.
Yeah, if Georgia elects Herschel Walker years from now, your great-great-grandchildren will be wondering what were they thinking? What in the world were they thinking? So hopefully, I mean, everybody, if you registered to vote and to make sure you vote, we have an event at St. James tonight to talk about the voter ID laws here in Missouri. So we have the Secretary of State coming, Jay Ashcroft. But what I want to say is, I mean, you have to go from all these places, all these communities talking about how you can vote. But you all are the ones who made it harder to vote. I mean, either you want people to vote or you don't. And we know that there are many people in this country who do not want most people to vote, because time and time again we have seen that when the majority of people vote, they do not vote Republican, period. We haven't had a Republican who was won the popular vote since I think the first George Bush, and then he lost the second one, which indicated people weren't happy. George W. Bush didn't win the popular vote.
No.
Donald Trump didn't win the popular vote.
Yeah.
Hillary Clinton won the popular vote.
As popular as Donald Trump was and as unpopular as Hillary was, she still won the popular vote.
Barack Obama won the popular vote, and Joe Biden won the popular vote. So that's why they don't want the most as many Americans to vote, because most Americans are not conservative. I remember one time a friend of mine who was talking to the late great Dr. Gardner Taylor, and he was talking to him about politics. Gardner Taylor is considered the dean of black preaching, or the dean of preaching, period, who died a few years ago. And he asked Gardner Taylor how he was going to vote, and Gardner Taylor's like, I'm black, I don't have anything to conserve. Basically saying black folk ain't got no business being conservative. I mean, why are we trying to conserve oppression and racism? But that's why many conservatives don't make it hard for folk to vote, because they know the majority of Americans are not conservative. They're actually somewhere in between. So make sure you vote. We'll be talking about some of the black white supremacists soon. Probably have to do a top. Probably have to do a top 10 list of black white supremacists.
For the next podcast, will the election have happened?
What is it? No. We got two more.
No.
Two more. So yeah, that one we already know what's happening that week. So we're going to transition and do a top 5. This top 5 is going to be kind of fun because we are doing the top 5 toughest or strongest, however you want to say it, TV dads.
No, I didn't want to put strongest. I'm
toughest.
More toughest.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a little different than strongest.
Yeah, okay. Well, you can be strong emotionally, strong character.
Okay.
So we'll say toughest. So we're going to look at the toughest TV dads. So think back. You won't see on my list people like Ward Cleaver or Mike Brady. They didn't make my list.
Father knows best.
Andy Griffith, he was a sheriff, but no, he's not on my list either. So who's going first? Toughest TV dads.
Okay, well, I think I'll go ahead and go first. Let me put my glasses on, my old man glasses. So number 5, I got a 2-way tie. I got Fred Sanford.
Oh man.
Fred Sanford, of course, was Lamont's daddy. Fred Sanford was on the show. He was 65 when the show started, and he would fight anybody pretty much.
He ran a lot of people out that house.
Down to fight anybody at any time. His style wasn't really the greatest, but I remember George Foreman was on there one time. Yeah, he was about to go. Nah, he didn't want any part of George Foreman, but yeah, Fred Sanford was
Absolutely.
a savage.
Yeah.
Then I gotta go ahead and put Arthur Costanza. George Costanza's father on Seinfeld.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Short guy, but
yeah.
he was willing to fight anybody. Got into a fight with Elaine.
Frank Costanza got into a fight with Kramer.
Yeah, so Frank Costanza on Seinfeld. And see, I go with the toughness, their mind frame, they're mentally tough. These guys would go off on anybody. He would go off on Fred Sanford. Fred Costanza would go off on anybody.
Absolutely.
Anytime. So I got them number 5. Number 4, I got my boy George Jefferson. George Jefferson was Lionel's daddy. And George would go off on anybody. He would fight anybody. And his neighbors, it didn't matter. Did not matter. He would go off on anybody at any time, and that's what made the show funny. People that weren't scared, and he was one. So I got to put him number 3. That was number 4. Number 3 is Philip Banks.
Oh,
now,
Uncle
most
Phil?
of them know him as Uncle Phil, but he was Hillary and Carlton and Ashley's daddy, and he was
Prince of Bel-Air.
He was a tough dude too. He threw Jazzy Jeff out the house many times up in the air. He was willing to throw down when it came down to it a few times. He went up against George Jefferson's character, Sherman
Hemsley's character
in one episode.
George Jefferson's character. Yeah, Sherman Hemsley's character.
Because Sherman Hemsley, I mean, he's legendary, but he's always going to be known for George Jefferson because that tough character. But Philip Banks, he was more reserved, but he was a tough dude, and he would throw down. He would throw down if he had to.
Yeah.
Number 2, I got Al Bundy.
All right.
Al Bundy was, I don't know how many of what's his name? Not Peggy's boyfriends that he beat up. The daughter.
Christina Applegate's character.
He beat up so many of her boyfriend's daughters. He was tough. Ran 4 touchdowns. Kelly's daughters ran 4 touchdowns in one game.
And that was the highlight of his life.
So that shows you his toughness. 4 touchdowns. It was a highlight of his life, unfortunately. But he was a tough dude.
He was.
Willing to fight. I think him and his crew got into a fight a couple times. They lost that fight.
Yeah, he went up against Too Tall Jones.
Yeah,
in
they
one
were willing to do
episode.
it though. That toughness. So yeah, with this list, I just kind of went off the head. I mean, I wrote these down at the last minute because it was a funny list to me.
Yeah.
But number one,
I already know.
obviously,
Yeah, everybody knows. There
there
is
no
only one
question.
number one.
There's only one
Only
number
one number
one.
one.
The toughest TV dad of all time is James Evans from Good Times. I mean, if you ever watch the show,
I just watched it this morning.
I don't need to explain it to you.
This morning I watched the episode where JJ painted a mural at a bank, and the bank owner didn't like it.
I didn't like it. Yeah.
And James like, you gonna pay my
Man,
son?
like, you gonna pay him, man? I don't know what you talking
He
about.
said, I'm gonna make a deposit or something like that.
Yeah, James Evans would take on anybody. Yeah, he was the toughest TV dad of all time, no question. Ain't even no doubt. I know that's your TV number one, but who are the other four? Honorable mention I have to give.
Well, let me do mine
Okay,
first
okay.
before you do your honorable mention, because I got a bunch of honorable mention too. Okay. But yeah, number 5, I have Frank Costanza as well, simply because he liked to fight. Jerry Stiller's character, and he was tough. He was always at a 10. I mean, he could be calm and you could say something. He went from 0 to 10 real fast.
It didn't take much.
Yeah. Number 3, I mean, we have a similar list. Number four, I have George Jefferson by himself for the same reason. He was short, but he knew he was like Joe Frazier. He knew how to weave in and out. And he was not afraid to throw down. But you think about his character. He's a black man who's making it. He was living in high, wealthy, white society. He had to be tough. I mean, straight up, he had to be tough. Number 3, I have Al Bundy. Just married with children for the
4
same reason.
touchdowns in one game.
He was not afraid. He had a miserable life, so that was also why he wanted to fight a lot.
Yeah.
But a lot of people may not know that character, that TV show was created by a black man, Michael Moyer, and he made it. And he's asked why not black characters, because he's like, he didn't want to portray black family like that. So he used white, and plus he probably couldn't have at that time got a black family, but. He's like, it worked out. I mean, because you didn't want to portray a black family like the Bundys, because the Bundys were trifling.
Yes.
And Al Bundy,
dysfunctional.
Yeah, very dysfunctional family, but it made for good TV. And of course, Al Bundy was willing to fight any moment, anytime, because he hated his life.
He hated his job.
He'd fight the women who came in. He'd be willing to fight the women who came in to try on shoes. And in the end, every episode, things didn't work out for him. It was one of those shows. Number 2, so I disagree. I think Fred Sanford could take on anybody. I
think he would have lost any fight that he had.
I mean, if you look at how he was punching, but I mean, the art of war, Sun Tzu, he knew how to get people afraid, so he didn't have to fight. But if it actually went down, I mean, he probably would have got beat up several times. Yeah, but he wasn't afraid.
No, he wasn't.
So he wasn't afraid.
Beating up his neighbors, going off on his neighbors.
Anybody,
slight racist, a little bit of a racist.
Yeah, well, we'll say prejudice.
We'll say
some
prejudice.
Black people, you have to have power to be racist. Then, of course, number 1, and we didn't talk to each other before this list, as we never do. We never talk to each other before the list. But I don't know how anybody could be in front of James Evans Sr. I mean, dude was tough. He was willing to throw down with Mad Dog and the others, even though JJ got shot over it. But he was willing to throw down with anybody.
Yeah.
Sweet Daddy's boys, because they pulled out a gun. He did back up a little bit. But he was always ready to throw down. You remember when JJ was painting the picture of is Carl Weathers?
Yeah, Carl Weathers.
James might have lost that one, but He wasn't willing to back down from anybody.
Couldn't beat Action
Yeah,
Jackson.
not Carl. Have you seen Carl Weathers today?
Still
he looks like he's not
looks
somebody.
like Action Jackson.
Yeah, he ain't in his 70s. He ain't one to mess with. He will still put it on it. So that's my list. Now some honorable mentions. Let me just say one honorable mention that I didn't put on the list. I went back and forth, and that was Tony Soprano. Now I know it's not a sitcom.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah, if
so
you're
that's
doing dramas. That's a little.
yeah,
different.
yeah. That's why I didn't put him on there, because I know some people may say. And so we're looking at sitcoms. Plus, Tony Soprano, although he killed people, he did have a lot of remorse and a lot of regrets for his. But
because if we doing dramas, I would have had the Cartwright's daddy on there.
yeah,
I mean, he killed a lot of people.
yeah. So but yeah, no, we were just looking at sitcoms. So. What honorable mention sitcom dads you have?
Yeah, I was about to name some dramas, but yeah, we could save that for another time. Yeah, I don't know if there were too many more tough sitcoms. Dan Spooner, what was it from Roseanne?
Oh yeah. He did get into a fight. The Connors.
Yeah, the Connors. Dan
Connor
Connor
he did get into some fights.
From Roseanne, I would put him on there. He was a tough dude.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, I have Uncle Phil as my honorable mention. He's close on that list. I kind of went back and forth with Julius from Everybody Hates Chris.
Nah.
He had there's a few episodes. He looked more intimidating, but I mean there was one episode where there was a bully picking on Chris, and Julius showed up everywhere with a baseball bat. But yeah, I mean that's why he wouldn't be on my top 5. So yeah, I don't know about any other real tough TV dads if we're talking about sitcoms. There are some dramas where that would be a whole nother list.
Yeah.
But let us know.
There's some tough sitcom men, but they're not dads.
There were some tough ones out there. I don't know. So let us know what you think. Did we miss anyone on the list? Yeah, if you look at just tough men, of course you got to put Martin. Martin kicked everybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, he wasn't a dad, so we didn't. I don't have him on the list. But maybe that'll be another show. Just the toughest sitcom TV characters.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, toughest. Martin was a Golden Gloves boxer in real life.
He used to box. Yeah. So.
I want to say what's up, my boy Kevin Coleman. He just finally released this film. He's been working on it for a while. Pretty Boy. It releases in Los Angeles soon. So I want to say congratulations to him.
You gonna be able to see it in other places, or how's it?
Yeah, I mean right now I think it's just Los Angeles. It's at a film festival, but I'm sure it's gonna be coming other places soon. But yeah.
And shout out to our brother Evan, who his film Cody Switch premiered at the Los Angeles Film Festival.
Yeah.
And several other film festivals.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he has a lot going on too. The best actor in Kansas City. They haven't announced that yet.
Yeah, he's nominated for best actor in
I would
Kansas
imagine
City.
since doing the Shakespeare, since being the first Negro Shakespeare.
Yeah, I don't.
I think that would help.
You would think, but we are in the United States, so you never know. I mean, there's a lot of politics involved in everything.
Yeah.
So, a lot of politics. So check us out. Every Tuesday we drop a new episode. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Chopping It Up with the Cleavers. The more subscriptions we get, the more we're able to put out content and do a little more.
Yeah. Hopefully in the future we can do some different things besides podcasts, maybe a little quick videos here and there. But yeah, the more subscribers we get, the more we can do. So yeah.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check us out in most places you get your podcast every Tuesday.
See you next week.
Peace.
Top of the models, here I am. I come, that's where I'm from. I say I'm going.